So we've all seen season one, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So okay, well, I know we're doing the movie, but I gotta have this
Well,
conversation. Talk. Okay. Okay. A few things actually and I talked about. The very first thing, what I enjoyed about this anime is that it had very little to do with Thorfinn. This
mm-hmm,
was about that war.
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
Everybody else was just a side character. Second thing, this is exactly what Stockholm syndrome looks like. The fact that he waited to like what episode 20 21 to be like,
mm-hmm,
nigga, you stupid. You ain't figured out that I've been using you this whole time.
mm-hmm,
You easily manipulate it. I get you mad and I make you do whatever the fuck I want.
Basically.
mm-hmm.
And when Escalade killed the king and the prince killed Escalade, when the prince said, "Yo, I know you mad, but do you want to still work with me?" And that nigga turned around and said, "What, bruh?"
Mm-hmm.
He was mad, bruh.
He's
He was
big
mad.
man.
The fact, and I understand you had been, this is basically something you had been wanting. Like, this is basically what you was living for, to kill this man, to kill Escalade, and to have that taken away from you,
look,
Mm-hmm.
man.
look. This is the fucked up part. You ready for the fucked up part?
What's that?
To have it taken away from you for someone who has everything they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's levels to that. The fact that you would literally have nothing, and this person who has everything
Took
takes
the
the
one
one thing,
that
That
you
you
wanted.
wanted. Mm. I never thought about it like that. That's what's up.
bruh.
That makes it
So
even
that's
worse.
so now when you now that you have seen it, like that mashup that I did for it
Yes,
makes way more
it
sense,
hit
doesn't it?
different.
Bruh. That's why I'm telling you, like when I was watching that, I was like he does all this stuff, you know what I mean? And then you also feel bad for him because all he knows is revenge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he
I
has
didn't.
well, I
I
felt bad for him, like in the sense that he had all this opportunity, like he grew, but he also didn't grow. So he
Yes, he was
had the
very
opportunity.
much stunted.
Yeah, so he was still that little boy that just wanted to get revenge. Like to me, it was like it was like a story of if Batman was in like Iceland and he was like, man, fuck that kill rule. I'm killing everybody.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Yo, Vinland
Mhm.
Saga is just,
Yeah,
it's just Batman. That's the
yeah, uh,
it's a different version of Batman. Hey,
bruh. But
I thought,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
see,
Finish your point.
see, this is my thing. So we had a deeper dive conversation
hmm
about what Vinland Saga really is.
Hmm.
It's just a story of selfishness.
hmm
And when I say selfishness, there's a negative connotation that comes to it, you
Hmm.
know, but it's just naturally how we are. Everybody has their own motivations, but theirs in particular is what weaves the story together. I'm gonna give you an
hmm
example. Thorfinn, revenge, every day, all day. His father wanted peace for his family, so he was willing to part with everything that interrupted that peace. His honor, his riches, his merit, everything.
his life.
Yeah.
Yes, he was like, no. His uncle, Thorfinn's uncle, when he found out Thorson was still alive, and he tried to run the fade. He was like, "You my nigga, I mourned you. I'm glad you back. But if you try to leave, I'm honor bound to murk you."
hmm
He was so fixated on honor this whole time that he forsake his friendship, even in the duel. He was he wasn't even pissed off that he lost the eye. Did anybody catch that? He didn't care that he lost the eye. He didn't care that he lost fingers. He was pissed that these niggas that he brought up with him interfered in his duel.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's wife was willing to leave all of her status, everything behind,
For love.
just to pursue her husband. Like everybody, one by one, had a selfish goal that they were pursuing. And I think the prince had the most poetic way of committing blasphemy that I've ever seen on paper, bro. The fact that he said, I'm going to create a paradise here on earth so that God can pluck my life early, just so I can get to the gates of heaven and say, nah, nigga, I don't want your heaven.
Mm.
He wanted to deny God the way he felt God denied him on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, how do you write this? Like, I don't know who the fuck wrote this anime, but they were going through a spiritual crisis and it bled on paper. It felt like they were incredibly nihilistic, but realistic at the same time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fuck out of this.
Bro, when I tell y'all, like, to me, it felt like I said, it felt like Gangs of New York. You know how the revenge still like mixed with like a realistic Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how it came off to me. And so when I saw it, when I watched it, and I was like, there are so many things, the nuances that people can be able to capture on this one. You know, how the backstabbing and how like you said, everyone has their motivations on doing what they're doing, and none of it, like a lot of it wasn't because like normally when you have any kind of action it's because they're loyal to their country, they're loyal to whatever. Like you said, Jeremy, it's about selfish in a way where they are forsaking everything else, things
Yeah.
that you normally would not forsake, just to be able to pursue whatever goal that they had.
Like
And
the
go ahead.
go ahead. Oh no, I was you finish your thought.
Well, I'm my thoughts gone now.
sorry,
Oh,
sorry. The guy that what was his name? Like the brute. I can't think of his name. Like he was the like he was fight. He was supposed to be on their side, but he ended up going to the other side because the other side was so weak, and he just loved fighting and wanted to be challenged so bad. I can't think of his name.
He was Thorfinn's brother-in-law. Was that, or no?
Uh-uh.
Thorfinn's
Great uncle.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
because
Thorfinn's
he
great uncle.
the guy that remember he fought him.
oh,
They
you're
fought
talking
him on the
about the
bridge.
drugs. The drug.
No, the guy that they fought on the bridge.
Oh,
No,
That
his
he was so
uncle,
that wasn't his uncle. That's not his
the,
uncle, is it?
the
He knew
blonde
that.
head dude with the
Yeah,
axe.
yeah, but he knew who Thorfinn
yeah.
was, but I didn't know that's his uncle.
That's his great uncle.
Yeah, because remember at the beginning he was fighting with Thorfinn, and he was like, "I knew you couldn't have died like that." You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he was upset because of the fact that he was always looking. He was like Kenny from Bleach. He's always looking for a fight.
Mhm.
And he's doing it no matter what. And so at that point, like Jeremy was saying before, he was so selfish. He was like, I'll go to
And
somebody else because y'all so weak over here. This is the
yeah,
only challenge that I can be able to get. So that's yeah.
I was just making the point, like you we were talking about being selfish. Like the guy, he was so like he wanted a challenge so bad. He was basically kind of forsake his own
Mhm.
people to go fight on the other side so that he can have a challenge. Man, that was just so crazy to me. But
Yeah. Like, and that very honor, like he was just like, honor or good battles, honors or good battles, good battles. Like
yeah,
it was,
And,
man, the
and then
choices.
like, can we talk about like how the animation was
It
like,
was
and
great.
then in the choreographing that they do in there, where like, you know, I loved it when Thorfinn was getting his first kills and he didn't know how to do things, how he had to
yeah,
learn, like how he wasn't, like he ends up becoming more dead inside, and you can see it in his eyes as he kills more and more people
Mhm.
so that he can be able to just try to give his goal. And a lot of times, like even when they had, what was it, oh, where he stayed with the one family, and the family was getting ready to get killed by them being raiders. He was just like, unfortunately, I still got my mission. You know what I mean? These people
Mhm.
took him in, saved his life, healed him back up, and when it came time to save them, he wasn't able to do that. He made a decision. He wasn't not able to do it. He made a decision not to
Not
do
to
it
do
because,
it.
Mhm.
and so that's where it was so crazy. Um, like I said, I think it's just like a like a Viking version of Batman who does not mind killing.
I can definitely see it because he definitely don't mind murdering somebody
Bruh. Not at all.
with them knives, bro. That like he putting in work with them blades.